I first read Dracula in a cold, creaking house at 16, and it gripped me not as fantasy, but as something real, a coded confession of Victorian fears. This isn't just a ghost story, it's a forensic case file on a historical Vlad, repressed sexuality, Harker's captivity, and the Count as the ultimate predator stalking London streets. Let me tell you what happened. You are sitting in a library, late at night. The only sound is the turn of a page and the faint scratch of a pen. You look up from your book, and for a split second, you swear you see a face in the window. Pale. Gaunt. With eyes that seem to burn red in the darkness. Then it's gone. Just the rain on the glass. Just your own reflection. But you don't believe that. Not really. Not after you've read the story. Not after you've met the Count. This is not a story about a monster. This is a story about what happens when a predator gets inside your house. Inside your head. Inside your blood. And it all started with a real man. A man made of flesh and bone and cruelty. A man named Vlad. Vlad the Impaler. The name sounds like something from a folk tale, but the smell of his work was real. The air in the 15th century Wallachia was thick with the stench of rotting flesh. You would hear the creak of wooden stakes being driven into the earth. You would see the crows circling for days. Vlad didn't just kill his enemies. He displayed them. Thousands of bodies, impaled on spikes, arranged in concentric circles around his capital. A forest of the dead. A warning. And when the Ottoman Sultan's army marched toward him, they saw that forest. They smelled it before they saw it. They turned around and went home. Vlad understood fear. He understood that terror is a weapon sharper than any sword. But here's the thing about Vlad. He was a man. A brutal, paranoid, deeply human tyrant. He died. He was decapitated. His head was preserved in honey and sent to Constantinople as a trophy. That was the end of Vlad Dracula. But Bram Stoker had other plans. In 1897, Stoker took the name Dracula and poured something darker into it. Not just a monster. A contagion. A predator who doesn't just kill you. He changes you. He makes you become him. So let's start at the beginning of the nightmare. A young solicitor named Jonathan Harker travels to Transylvania. It's a business trip. He's excited. He writes in his journal about the beautiful scenery, the quaint villages, the hearty food. You can almost taste the sour wine. You can feel the cold mountain air on his skin. He's a normal man, with a normal life, and a fiancée named Mina waiting for him back in England. He has no idea he is walking into a tomb. The carriage drops him off at the Borgo Pass. It's dark. The coachman says he won't go any further. The locals whisper prayers and press crucifixes into his hands. They beg him not to go. He thinks they're superstitious peasants. He smiles politely and continues on foot. And then a strange carriage appears. The horses are black as coal. The driver is tall and silent, with a face hidden under a wide-brimmed hat. Harker gets in. The door closes. He hears wolves howling in the darkness, closer than they should be. He feels the carriage moving faster than any horse should be able to run. He looks out the window. He sees a blue flame flickering on the side of the road. Then another. Then a ring of them. He doesn't know it, but he's passing through the graves of 1,000 forgotten souls. He's entering the territory of something that has been waiting for centuries. The castle doors open before he knocks. The Count himself greets him. Tall. Clean-shaven. Pale as bone. With a voice as smooth as silk and a hand cold as a river stone. Harker shakes that hand and feels a chill that doesn't leave him for the rest of his life. At first, the Count is charming. Generous. A perfect host. He talks about his library, his history, his love for England. Harker relaxes. He drinks the wine. He eats the food. He doesn't notice that the Count never eats. He doesn't notice that there are no servants. He doesn't notice that the only mirror in the castle is locked away in a room he's told never to enter. Then the cracks start to show. Harker cuts himself shaving. The Count sees the blood. And for a moment, the mask slips. His eyes flash. His lips curl back. Harker sees teeth that are impossibly long, impossibly sharp. He feels the Count's grip on his shoulder, stronger than any man's. The Count forces Harker to look in the mirror. But Harker sees only himself. He sees the blood on his own chin. He sees nothing behind him. The Count has no reflection. Think about that. You look in a mirror. You see yourself. You see the room behind you. But if something is standing right behind you, and you see nothing, what does that mean? It means that thing is not part of your world. It means it has no soul. It means it is already dead. Harker becomes a prisoner. He's trapped in a castle with no doors, no windows that open, no way out. He hears the Count moving through the walls at night. He hears the scratching of rats. He hears something else. Something that sounds like a woman crying. And then he finds the three women. They come to him in his sleep. They have red lips and white skin and eyes that burn with hunger. They whisper to him. They touch his neck. He feels their breath, cold as a winter draft. He wants them. He wants to surrender. He wants to feel their teeth sink into his throat. He is saved only by the Count's sudden rage. The Count throws the women aside. He hisses at them. This man is mine, he snarls. Harker realizes he is not a guest. He is not a prisoner. He is livestock. This is where Stoker's true genius lies. Dracula is not just a vampire. He is a predator of the soul. He doesn't just drink blood. He drinks your will. He takes your identity. He makes you crave your own destruction. And in Victorian England, a society obsessed with repression, with corsets and propriety and the fear of anything sexual, Dracula was the ultimate nightmare. He was the stranger who comes into your home and awakens desires you never knew you had. Desires that feel like a sickness. Desires that feel like death. The Count moves to England. He buys a house. He blends in. He walks among the living. And he begins to hunt. First, Lucy Westenra. A young woman, full of life, with 3 suitors and a bright future. She sleepwalks. She has nightmares. She grows pale. She loses weight. Her teeth grow slightly longer. Her smile becomes sharper. The doctors can't explain it. They say it's anemia. They say it's hysteria. They say it's all in her head. But her mother sees the 2 tiny punctures on her neck. You can almost see them now. 2 red dots, like the eyes of a snake. 2 pinpricks that lead straight to the grave. Lucy dies. And then she comes back. She becomes a creature of the night. She walks in the moonlight, with red lips and a white gown, luring children to her with a voice like honey. She is no longer Lucy. She is something that wears Lucy's face. And her fiancé, Arthur, has to drive a stake through her heart to set her free. You can hear the wood splintering. You can hear his sobs. You can hear her final scream, which sounds almost like relief. This is the horror of Dracula. It's not the fangs. It's the loss of self. It's the knowledge that the person you love can be twisted into something that hunts you. It's the realization that the monster is not just outside your window. It's already inside your home. It's already inside your blood. The heroes of the story, Van Helsing, Harker, Mina, the brave men who hunt the Count, they don't just fight a monster. They fight an idea. They fight a disease. They cut off the Count's head. They stake his heart. They watch his body crumble to dust. And they think they've won. But here's the question that keeps me awake at night. The question Stoker leaves hanging in the air like smoke. Dracula is destroyed. But what about the people he turned? What about the brides in the castle? What about the children Lucy lured? What about the seeds he planted in the minds of everyone he touched? What about the desire? Because that's the real curse. That's the real vampire. It's the hunger inside you. It's the feeling that you want something you know will destroy you. And once you've tasted that darkness, you can never go back. The final image of the novel is a note. Mina Harker, now free, now safe, writes that the Count's castle has been cleansed. The sun shines on the mountains. The children play in the fields. Everything is as it should be. But you read that note, and you remember the feel of cold hands on your skin. You remember the sound of wolves in the dark. You remember the face in the window. And you know, deep in your bones, that the castle is never truly empty. The predator is never truly gone. He's just waiting. Patient. Hungry. In the mirror behind you. In the shadow at the edge of your vision. In the quiet whisper that says come closer. Let me in. You know you want to.